Hey guys, so I don't even reading the post or watching the TikTok, but I did point out to Sarah Jane 2022. Uh, Obviously, while I was in Cornwall trying to get this sorted with all the evidence for everything that happened, that got us moved from Tintagel Close to Acre Court, and the fight was still happening, etc., and all the hacking, etc., which people are happily now still actually going to write out statements for me in Eastleigh so I can pass them on to the press because let's face it, Hampshire Constabulary are just the biggest waste of space I've across in my life. How to get 35 grand a year is not justified in my mind, never will be. So yeah, what I'm going to actually point out now is I pointed out to Sarah Jane that after it happening, I was having some sort of memory issues, memory difficulties. Um, to be fair, I could barely remember her face. I could barely remember my children's faces. I've never had a problem with memory recall, visual memory recalls. You know, when you can sit back and remember certain things. I've always been really, really good at it, which unfortunately Sarah Jane would actually have to say is true. Yeah, so I looked on a Facebook page in March when I found that fake Facebook wall, that nasty constructed Facebook page where apparently my children weren't born. Uh, well, when they were supposed to be born, apparently they were born by 2008 when apparently one was being married, which is the biggest pile of crap I've ever heard in my life, to be fair. But there you go. So yeah, and obviously put it down the trauma, whatever. The way I was removed from my life, thrown away and discarded like a piece of garbage for lying apparently and being a child abuser. Watch the previous clips to go through it. I'm bored of repeating myself. Sarah Jane was manipulated, lied to, used, and basically became a criminal herself to back up her friends and their whatevers. It's all real, people. It's all going to come out. I don't care anymore. I'm sick and tired of listening to myself talk about it because no one wants to do their jobs. It's funny, but the people who actually want to back me, they can't believe the constabulary don't do their job. Cornish police couldn't believe that Hampshire constabulary didn't do their job. They looked at the court statement and said, "My God, these are false." But yeah, so with her knowing all this, she still allowed this to carry on. Still allowed me to be left outside sleeping in an underpass. Still allowed me to be moved across here, there, and everywhere with no life being sorted at all. Came to family court knowing certain bits of technology were being used and hasn't done a thing about it. She's well aware of it. It's going to come out. I guarantee you're going to find out that certain things were heard in the courtroom by people I've known in the courtroom. And if that sounds trippy, like I've got some sort of mental health, no. I've got some sort of memory issues. Yeah, I cannot recall my children's faces. In fact, they could probably walk past me in Eastleigh and I wouldn't even recognise them. I may recognise Sarah Jane now. I don't know. I don't know. It's down to some trauma that's obviously caused, whether it's down to some sort of memory loss. If you look back in my YouTube videos, you'll notice when I did various things like incline bench press, there was quite a dip in the back of my skull. Now, this isn't a normal thing for anyone. There was no dehydration. There was no drugs involved. In fact, I was off the pain medication. I was off my back because I was rehabilitating it in the gym. As I was told to by my physiotherapist, who said, well, with your arthritis, Chris, you don't start lifting again, you'll be a crippled old man. So let's fast forward to what, the last 11 months in the bus station in Eastleigh. Doesn't seem to be important, does it? Not to Sarah Jane anyway, my legal next of kin. Doesn't seem to be important. My children know the truth. Instead, their life's been built on a lie, fabricated by all the people around them to cover child social services gross misconduct. The police not doing a bloody thing from day one. Excuse my language, sorry. And me ending up with the fact that I can barely remember even being married properly or with my children. Or the 26 years together, I can remember certain flashes, and that's about it. And that's not me. It's never been that way. So I am actually going to go out of my way to go and speak to a medical professional and find out what's going on. Um, I think there's going to have to be some scans, etc., and all the rest of it. Let me be very clear. I am on TRT, which means I do take anabolic steroids. Now, everyone who knows me knows this. They do not cause any degenerative brain issues or anything like that. I do not have any head injuries, other than well, I had a CT scan when I fell and damaged my back, which caused my back injury in 2021. I fell off a bridge around the back of the college. People might know it. It's the one as you go past the TSB one as you walk towards. There's the Indian figure carved in the bit of grass. Somewhere I also spent part of Christmas Eve there on 2022. That was a lot of fun. And it's the first time I ever felt fear. Really, I won't be honest. I walked across the bridge, saw it, and can remember flashes falling. That was it. Apparently, the back injury wasn't real. Was what was going on. Although conveniently, when they said, "Well, we can't change your pain medication because the doctor said it wasn't working," um, I said, "Well, it's fine. I'll stop. Then I'll just have to deal with the pain, and I'll just try and train it out." It's convenient that pretty much as soon as I stopped the medication, got myself back onto my university degree. Next thing you know, 2 days later, I was removed from my home. So I mean, that's quite a bit of trauma, and I haven't been back there since into my own legal medical residence. Not near my children, not near my wife. Apparently, I treated her vilely. It's funny how this works, and I'm the one who was vile to her, and yet I didn't put a single statement together. I didn't have a single statement written, and yet hers read like one of the worst horror stories in the world. I certainly remember growing up in what she's written down, but I don't remember that ever being the way between us. So yeah, so obviously it's down to the memory issues I'm having. No, it isn't. I remember never being happier in my life than being with Sarah Jane. I remember it being the best moments of my life ever. I remember loving her and vowing to spend the rest of my life with her in front of my grandfather and her parents and our children. No offence if I was there or wasn't. I didn't care if you were there or not. You're not the important people. Sarah Jane, our children, her mother and father, and my grandparents were the important people. The rest of you, I really didn't care. Take it personally. I don't care. That's on you. It's objective to how you feel. And understanding the point I'm in now and what's brought me here, maybe that'll let you see a little bit more into all that matters to me is my wife and children in this world. I've got some amazing friends in East. I tell you what, these people have kept me alive all year. And they've backed me, and they really are just the coolest people I've met for a very long time. So thank you very much, Eastie, for helping me out and keeping me alive. What I can say the people where I'm from, you know, it's interesting. I mean, people throw around that narcissistic thing. Sarah Jane's not a narcissist. Are the people around her? Very much so. They know better than everyone. They know this, they know that, they know this. I mean, they pulled into my best mate who works in child and social care. You know, his family been involved in child social service quite a long time. I know about social service. I had a social worker when I was a kid. But no, apparently now, you know, child social service workers come into your house, try and instigate problems so they can get their quota filled. But yeah, I can remember all that, you see. Isn't it weird? I can remember all of these things, but I have a problem remembering my actual wife's face and my children. Weird, isn't it? Anyway, I'll get investigated. I'll keep it updated, you know. I'm not trying to get a violin out or anything, guys. I'm just doing what I was told to do, which is tell my story. And this is the ongoing part of my story. Wow. All I wanted to be was a world-class powerlifter, which I still am, and build a channel and a brand and something that was really useful and good. Instead, that was ripped apart by people and their hacking. Be assured, these people are from Andover. Be assured they were involved in the breakup of my marriage and the reason we had to be moved. The problem is that now the two sides, because there are two separate groups, are now all going to be prosecuted as one as far as I'm concerned. And that is as simple as it gets. So, yeah, it's that simple. I don't know what else to tell you, but I will keep you updated. I'll let you know what happens when I speak to the doctor. You know, we'll see. All I know is the dip in my head is around what's known as the long-term memory storage. So we'll see. And funny how there's certain things I can't remember on my wife and children. Maybe because they were ripped from my life so unjustly, so unfairly, and for no damn reason other than me telling the truth. Which is why there was no charges pressed. The police have done it. Even the CPS guy says to me, I don't know what you've done, Chris. I don't know what you're here. I said, yeah, it makes two of us. When I press charge against the people who made the false allegations, I was like, well, not at the moment, mate. No, but we'll have to sort something out. And then I sat in a custody suite and apparently said I was a member of the British Special Forces, of which I have written on paper. Yeah. And also spoke to the shrink. He said, I don't know why you're here, Chris. We'll get you back to your cell. The cell that I shouldn't have been in. I didn't start this, but you people that are still doing this, you're going to be in cells very soon. And I will push this to Strasbourg for human rights violations. Anyway, guys, yeah, forget the little bit of angriness there, because obviously I'm bitter, of course, because I've had my life ripped apart for telling the truth. Anyway, I'll keep you updated and let you know. You know, family's in my memory. What I think to have lost, just the images of my wife and my children. Yeah, Father Christmas. Yeah, see you soon.